What's up guys? So on this particular video we'll be discussing about Leh Ladakh in the month of August 2025, what you should be expecting in terms of the weather, the climate, the road condition, the route that you should be taking, is it a good time to be visiting, the top places that you should be visiting in Leh Ladakh in the month of August, and most of all, what are the precautions and challenges that you will be facing when traveling to Leh Ladakh. And the final part would be what you need to be packing for your trip to Leh Ladakh in the month of August 2025. Now, keep in mind that even though August is a monsoon month in most part of India, Leh Ladakh is different. It's going to be summer in Ladakh, so it's a very, very good time to be going there, but provided you get the routing correct. Now, when it comes to the weather, keep in mind the daytime temperature will range from anywhere between 18 degrees to 35 degrees, while the temperature in the night will range from anywhere between 5 to 10 degrees. So there's going to be a massive fluctuation in temperature when you're traveling around Leh Ladakh in the month of August. The BRO road signs would say that Ladakh is a place where you can actually die from a heat stroke and frostbites comes through in the month of August, because there's extreme fluctuation and you can actually feel that it is a high altitude snow desert. Now, when it comes to rainfall, August month, there will be a light rain here and there, but it's very unlikely that it will affect Leh and Ladakh region. It's mostly when you're traveling in from Manali and Srinagar, that's where you're going to end up having real issues with the monsoon. Especially if you're coming in from Manali, that's the place where it is going to be at its peak, with flash floods and the river flowing and maybe overflowing, causing road disruptions and road blockages, which is expected in the month of August. So you can never really rely on the road from Manali. The most ideal way to travel to Ladakh in the month of August is to fly in and out of Leh. You will get really cheap tickets from Delhi. The round trip will cost you anywhere between, I would say, 9 to 14,000 rupees, depending on how early or late you book. Now, if you are not okay doing the round trip by flight and you want to do one way by road, then it is advisable to travel via Srinagar. Even though Srinagar has a lot of stigma with whatever has happened in the past couple of months, it is still a better option than going via Manali, because the weather will really be out of control in the month of August and could be really, really risky. Like I mentioned, the road condition via Leh to Manali is risky because of landslides, cloudburst and the river overflowing. Via Srinagar, it gets better because it's much more stable as compared to what it is in Manali. It's a shorter route and a much better road. Scenic journeys are expected all over the gateway to Ladakh. So whether you're coming from Manali or you're coming from Srinagar, you'll get to see a green covered Himalayas from either side. Regardless of where you're coming from, just make sure that you do not waste too much of time along the way, because spending too much of time just staying in unwanted places can result in problems. You can always keep that for your return, or maybe do the trip if you're looking to stop at all the checkpoints along the way. You can do this same trip in the month of September or October when the weather conditions are better. Now, when it comes to the places that you should be visiting in Ladakh, everything is accessible. You can easily go all the way to Turtuk and to the border. You can go to Hanle, you can go to Somoriri, everything you name it is possible. Pangong is also possible. August is ideally the perfect time for all those who want to visit Ladakh but do not want the extreme cold. Then August is the perfect time to be going there, because it's going to be warm in the daytimes and pleasant in the nights. You're not going to face the extreme cold weather. If you're someone who's traveling to Ladakh for snow and snowfall, there are chances of it snowing at the passes. You can never rule that out, but don't keep your hopes high. It's a 1 or 2% chance of it snowing at these passes. But nevertheless, you can always be optimistic and go there. For all those who want to visit Ladakh for biking, the August is the perfect month to be going there. Like I mentioned, the weather is perfect in Ladakh. The roads are very well made. The snow has melted, so all kind of possible hazards that a biker would face and the challenges that come with the road are at its bare minimum in the month of August. The most ideal trip would be doing a 7 to 9 day trip, which is flying in and out of Leh, because that way you will avoid the disasters that await you from Srinagar and from Manali. The disasters in terms of natural disasters that can happen and can cause your trip to get postponed or delayed because of any kind of roadblock or something worse in the form of a cloudburst. Flash floods are very common on the Manali route. Now, when it comes to the places that you should by default be staying at, you should definitely stay in the town of Leh for at least 3 nights, two in the start and one on the return. You should be staying at least a couple of days in Nubra Valley, either at one night in Hundar and then at Turtuk. Pangong is a must, Hanle if you can, and Somoriri if it is possible for you to extend your budget and go there. Now, when it comes to the challenges, the biggest challenge of traveling to Ladakh in the month of August is the weather. That's the biggest challenge if you're coming by road. If you're flying in and out, just make sure that you book your flights in the first half of the day. Anytime between 6 a.m. to 8:39 a.m. is a good time. Do not book your flights for later on, because there are chances of the flights getting cancelled or postponed because of weather conditions which are on the day that you will come to know, and you do not want to delay or have your trip extended because of your flight being cancelled or rescheduled. The month of August is also a very good time to be visiting the monasteries. There are festivals which happen usually in these monasteries during the month of August. It's also a very good time for people who want to go rafting. River rafting is at its peak in the month of August because the weather is so good, the water is pleasant, and it's a very good time to be going there. Now, when it comes to what you should be packing, even though it's going to be summer, you need to be carrying your woolens because the nights are going to be cold and windy. So by default, carry your woolen wear, but you also need to carry layers of clothes. So you can carry a couple of jackets, and you can carry plenty of cotton clothing. Just make sure you have your sunglasses, your lip balm, your sunscreen, because these are things which are mandatory. Carry a face mask for all those who have an issue with dust, because it's going to be extremely dusty in Ladakh. Now remember, Ladakh is a place where your prepaid SIM will not work if you're a prepaid SIM holder. Only postpaid SIM cards work. Jio and Airtel have the best SIM card network over there. You'll get 4G and 5G in most places. If you have a prepaid number and you don't know what to do, you can always go to Leh and get a local SIM out there which you can use for the trip and then discard it. It can cost you anywhere between 400 to 500 rupees, but it is the best option that you can take. Now remember, a very important thing that you need to keep in mind when you're traveling to Ladakh in August is that you need to be drinking a lot of water. Minimum of 2 to 3 liters every day is recommended so that you do not get dehydrated. Dehydration is the biggest cause of altitude sickness in Ladakh in the month of August. Other than that, if you are someone who is physically active and have no real health complications in the form of BP or any other illnesses in the form of respiratory disorders or anything of that sort, you shouldn't really have an issue when you're traveling to Ladakh in the month of August. Now, if you are planning a solo trip or a couple and are confused about how to go about it, you can click on the link in the description. We do have trips happening to Ladakh throughout the month of August. You can join any of our scheduled trips, or you can request our team to conduct a private trip for you. We have both options of a group trip and a private trip. The choice is yours. You can go to our website, go through the link, you'll get all the details. You can directly book from our website, or you can contact our sales team who will assist you with the booking. If you have any queries about traveling to Leh Ladakh from your personal trip, whichever you're planning with your family or your friends, you can click on the consultation option in the description and you can book a consultation with one of our Tlow travel experts. If you do not want to do all of that and you just have a general query which you think can be solved via the comments, you can just drop a comment in the comment section and we'll be more than happy to help you out within the comments. Now keep in mind that when you're traveling to Ladakh in August, you need to carry an umbrella, because by default when you're leaving from home, and whether you're coming from Srinagar or from Manali or wherever you are going, it'll be raining. So by default, make sure that you have an umbrella with you, because that's where you'll need it. In Ladakh, it's very, very unlikely that it is going to be raining, but you can always prepare and be prepared for the worst, because the weather overall all over the country has gone for a toss. And if you still are confused about whether it's safe, remember, Ladakh is an extremely safe place to be going to, and the month of August is just like any other month. The people are going to be very welcoming, happy to see you out there. So till our next video, stay safe, stay happy, and stay blessed.